Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The personality who opened my blinded eyes, he is my eternal spiritual master. I was very fortunate to come in contact with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It is by His mercy that I realized my condition in this material nature, my suffering condition in this material nature. And I got the information about the spiritual world. The world that exists beyond our sight, the world that exists beyond our sense perception. We cannot see that reality. None of our senses can reach that reality. It is only by the mercy of a self-realized soul who comes from that reality can give us the information about that reality. And Srila Prabhupada was that personality who, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came to this world to deliver fallen souls like us. Srila Prabhupada was assigned with a very special responsibility to take this message of the Vedas, especially the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and take this message to the spiritual world. Take this message of the spiritual world to the Western world. And it is on this day, 17th September of 1965, Srila Prabhupada arrived in the United States of America. That's why this day, 17th September, is very special for us. And wherever I am, I try to celebrate this day as Prabhupada Memorial Festival. This is a day that we must remember the mercy that we received from His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world, and that's why even we Indians became aware of the importance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Had Srila Prabhupada remained in India, then I don't know how many of us would have received His mercy, or I would rather say, how many of us would have been open to receive His mercy? How many of us would have realized His greatness and surrendered ourselves to Him? Arriving in the United States of America, Srila Prabhupada awakened the sleeping souls, and they became engaged in His mission to spread the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout the world. The American youth at that time came forward to assist Srila Prabhupada, and they went to different corners of the world carrying the message of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada trained them, inspired them, and facilitated them to go to different corners of the world. And those devotees came to India also. And it is by their mercy that we Indians became aware of the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and the glory of his Sankirtan movement. We consider ourselves to be very, very fortunate that somehow or other we became connected to this Krishna consciousness movement. Somehow or other we have found the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to deliver the fallen souls of this age. The Supreme Personality of Godhead came as a devotee to teach us that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and devotional service unto His lotus feet is the ultimate goal of life. Very simple teaching. Prabhupada used to say that when the father wants the son to come back to him, it cannot be difficult for the son, for him to go back to his father. Father wants the children to come back to him. So our Supreme Father, Krishna, similarly is waiting for us to go back to him. All we have to do is simply develop this desire. We all are his marginal potency. That means we have the option either to remain in this material nature or go back to the spiritual world. As long as we want to enjoy ourselves, as long as we want to lord over this world around us, we will remain in this material nature. And the result of that is suffering. In this material nature, every living entity is suffering. But due to the illusory potency of the Lord, although they are suffering, but they are not realizing that they are suffering. They are endeavoring to enjoy. But when they come across a self-realized soul, a pure devotee of the Lord, then they become aware how they are suffering in this material nature. And beyond this material nature, there is another reality, the spiritual world. And that world is full of joy. That world is full of bliss. And in order to go back to that world, all we have to do is simply surrender unto Krishna, our Supreme Father, our dearmost friend, our most magnanimous benefactor. So this process is so simple. But only thing is that we have to become aware of our suffering condition. And that can happen only when we come across a self-realized soul like Srila Prabhupada and his messengers, his representatives. And they remind us about our actual situation in this material nature and how we can go out of this material nature, how we can become free from the suffering condition and enter into the spiritual world that is full of eternity, knowledge and bliss. We are so fortunate that somehow or other we have become connected to Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. Somehow or other we have become exposed to his teachings, and somehow or other we have acquired the good fortune to realize the importance of their teachings and accepting the process. Therefore, this particular day, 17th September, is so special for us, because on this day, Srila Prabhupada arrived in the Western world, Srila Prabhupada arrived in America, and as a result of that, today the whole world is receiving his mercy and found the path that leads to the spiritual world, spiritual sky, Golok Vrindavan. And we have the access, we have the possibility of becoming situated at the lotus feet of Krishna there. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.